Good.
Check.
Good morning, and look at the five of us up there. What a great thing. All right. Good morning, everybody. I am Mark Sebastian. I am your only option. Welcome to the Ticker Highlight Show. Any new faces? Let us know if you are new. While you let me know about that, let me tell you what we do here. Every week we meet here Mondays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. The four of us, and I'll introduce the other three momentarily, each pick a stock we hate and a stock we like, and then we come up with a trade between all our four best ideas, both long and short. And so far, so good. How many people here did the Hood trade from last week? We bought the Hood September 107 calls. They were $5. Take a look at what those things currently cost.
Very much.
I took my $11.70. I was pretty happy with that. All right, so before we begin, let me introduce our cast and crew, starting with the man who you'll see above me in the blue shirt. I don't know why you and I are always so color coordinated, Andrew, but we are. Andrew T. Giovinazzi, T for Too Much Fun. He is our resident VIX expert. He is our director of education. He's the man that wrote the trading program that taught me how to trade. He is Andrew Giovinazzi. Good to see you, Andrew.
Hey, Andrew.
It is good to be here. Hey, Leisha. Hey, Hans. Hey, Mark.
And then I'm joined next by our Imperial Overlord of Income. He is the head of Turbo Income, the man who brings you Turbo Trades and the MTI. He is Hans Albrecht.
Good morning, everyone.
And then, of course, last and certainly not least, she is our own Queen of the Candles, our resident chart expert and brilliant option trader. We call her Queen of the Candles. I call her Queen. She is Leisha J. Leslie. Good morning,
Hello,
Leisha.
everyone. Good morning.
All right. So how many people did end up taking the trade in Hood last week? I'd love to see. Let me know, because that thing absolutely exploded. Yeah. Matt Man said he did. So we got some Manny the Yankees Greek. He said thank you for the dollars. So yeah, we have a lot of people that took it. All right. So, I just want to, this is something we do free for you guys. But it has, it may not cost anything, but it's worth a ton. And just to make my point clear, since we went to this new format in April, I'm going to go out on a limb and say we've got a pretty darn strong track record. So it's not just the great education and stock analysis you're getting here. We're going to give you an actionable trade that, pretty darn good track record of making people money, which is what we're here to do. So with that in mind, let me get that out of the way. Let me begin by giving my pitch. We're going to go myself, and then I'm going to roll it over to Hans, and then to Andrew, and then Leisha's going to wrap things up and also look at the charts on any of the ones that she likes from our pitch session. All right, so on the bear side, we talked. I think Apple is probably overbought where it is. Maybe part of the reason why you're seeing it get like a little, I don't know, Leisha's going to tell me that's a harami and I should ignore it. But, it looks a little bit overbought here, but I'm never one to short into a buzzsaw. And this thing could go up longer than the market can stay irrational longer than I can stay liquid. So we're not going to be with that. But I want to show you another stock that is just in the absolute worst of it. And that is Crocs. And yes, I understand everyone knows that I hate Crocs. But this is not about style. All right. Or dignity. What this is about is the fact that this stock is not just at a multi-year low. I mean, you go back to 5 years. It's at levels that we haven't seen since the bear market of 2022. And I think there's pressure to potentially see this thing drop further. I think they pre-announced earnings, and now I think they're due to roll over, maybe even more. I mean, this might end up being like a $50 stock. Something that happens to brands like this. Deckers Outdoors, the maker of Uggs, blew higher and then pulled back to kind of back down to earth. Abercrombie's done that. I mean, that's what you see. So Crocs, I think, is not in a great spot. All right. Now, on the bullish side, I would remind everybody how much I like Reddit and how I am certain that, that stock is going to be our next multi-billion-dollar or $100 billion company. And so essentially for it to get there, you're talking about the stock going up by 2.5x. Now, as much as I like Reddit, I wanted to look at a different name, and that's UPS. And, we just got done looking at one chart that looks completely awful. Here's another one. However, UPS definitely has a kind of weird post-earnings pattern that I like. Take a look. It's had these like disappointing earnings just about every quarter for the last, I don't know how many, maybe a little exception in April. But like they have earnings, drops for a couple days, then it starts to rally. And it does that pattern over and over and over again. Here's those earnings, drops for a little bit, starts to rally. Drops for a couple days, gives itself a rally. Maybe not something super sustainable, but generally after all these terrible earnings, people still go in and buy. So UPS is my boring but interesting stock idea. All right, let's swing it over to our own income trader, the master of the turbo trade, Hans. What stocks are you looking at this morning, Hans?
Well, I'm doing a little switcheroo here, because as traders, you can't be afraid to pivot, to do a little pivot when it is required. So number one, it's nothing super inspiring, but I think NVIDIA looks great into the print. We've got earnings coming up soon. I think the world is very much underestimating what's happening right now. And it's going to be very disruptive, or on demand. It's going to be an incredible amount of power you're putting in people's hands. So it's going to impact many businesses that have huge moats. So we don't always know who's going to win, who's going to lose, but we know it's going to be a battle. It is going to be a massive battle. And I like to bet on the things that are a little bit more sure thing, which is the picks and shovels. So the inference phase is here. It's going to involve just massive everything, all the stuff that you guys have heard in the past, but I know there are many new people on the call this morning. Welcome. Thank you for coming. And we can see hyperscalers spending money like there's no tomorrow. And this inference phase, what people don't realize is the gears turning in AI are are 100-fold compared to the training phase. Training is just jam that thing with a bunch of data and let's teach it to do some cool stuff. And everyone else goes, oh, great. Well, how is that very useful to me? This is where it becomes useful. This is where AI is combined with ideas to create solutions immediately. So this involves a lot more gears turning, a lot more data, a lot more need for data centers, things like that. Who wins? NVIDIA. NVIDIA wins. So our stock's always going to go up? No, but the story is incredibly strong. So I think you have to keep that in the back of your mind. So that is my pick for today for my one to love. Now my one to leave is a little bit maybe more interesting. I want to leave IBIT. So I talked about a little while ago. In fact, Ethereum, I talked about last week, and I think it's up. That was my pick, and I think it's up 20%. Might almost be up 20%.
It's having a nice little run here.
It would have just killed it. So I've been loading up on leaps and upside, and join Turbo Income if you want a piece of that action. But I think Ethereum is the superhighway, right? So one to leave is maybe switch out of IBIT. And what I'm looking at is, I don't know if you'd have a chart of this, Mark, but if you look at IBIT versus Ethereum, there has been a significant underperformance from Ethereum. And I think it's starting to make its way back because this is a special moment for crypto. This is the ChatGPT moment, inference moment for crypto, right? Up to now, it's sort of been like, okay, it's a bit of a plaything. It's digital gold. It's sort of a store of wealth. How is this very useful to me? Transactionally, Bitcoin is not very useful as compared to most other transactional type processes. Suddenly now Ethereum is going to form the foundation. It looks like it's going to win. It's forming the foundation for the transactional part of this new world, this new digital world. And so it's winning. And that means I think that underperformance unravels a little. It doesn't mean that IBIT doesn't do well. It means I'd rather be in the place where there's utility, right? The inference phase for AI is, how is this stuff useful to us? How do we turn this into money? How do we turn this into convenience and productivity? This is the moment for crypto in a very similar manner. How do we now turn this crypto world into useful tools? And this is exactly where it is. So I'm leaving IBIT and I'm maintaining that Ethereum long. I think it's just getting started. And those are my picks.
Yeah, well, here's that chart you were asking for, kind of showing how IBIT has outperformed ETHA over the last year, and then you can see it just starting to come down to normal. You could ride that trade down to 25. So there's another 10 points of catch up between the two, meaning
I think so.
ETHA outperforms by $10, or there's kind of a little meet in between, or one drops way harder than the other. Those are
remember, these relationships don't necessarily mean that one goes down while one goes up. It just means that they can both go up, but which one is going to outperform? Where are you going to get that sort of punch that you're looking for? And I don't think options are that expensive. But I remember a week ago I said these options are kind of like not that expensive on Ethereum. No. And then guess what? They've kind of bumped, they've pushed up, which is a sign to me, especially that upside call skew, just a little bit. You see people getting excited, but it's nowhere near exhausted, right? So this is where you start to look at nuance in pricing, which you get in option bid. We're looking at things on a different plane for most people, and you're looking for signs of both excitement, which I'm seeing, but not exhaustion. When I see exhaustion, I'm going to know what to do at that point. So that's something interesting that I'm seeing in the pricing.
There you go. All right.
Boom.
Thank you, Hans. So Hans is out of IBIT and into NVIDIA. Let's see what our own Andrew T. Giovinazzi, the VIX master, is into. What stocks are you loving and hating today, Andrew? You are muted.
Oh, I'm muted?
Now you're not. Now you're not.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. These are some Flash 5 stocks. Portillo's. I love Portillo's. I love the food. The stock sucks.
I know.
Sucks.
I know.
So it was for me a stock to avoid last week, although it was lows around $7.25. It is since up. So as much as I want to avoid it, the stock is up since last week a little bit. The earnings, I didn't think the earnings were terrible. It's just the growth is just not very fast. They're gonna grow old and slow at 5 to 8% a year, at least right now. So I just had this as a to be avoided stock. But hey, up is up all of a sudden. And personally, I think they're going to get scooped by an activist investor or like McDonald's or somebody like that down the road. It's just, but the stock doesn't go up, right? The stock, ultimately, if it ain't going up, it ain't going up. That's my Portillo's. I feel this is a stock to avoid. And I will say there was a slight pickup here just from just looking at kind of the options, like a little bit of a pickup for a bit in here, but all of that is gone. So again, it's what happened just like last week. There was like a little bit of a pop, maybe that. Anyway, again, I have to just say the stock is up. I thought it was going down. It looks terrible. And I just think it's a stock to avoid at this point. The opposite.
You're breaking my heart, Andrew. You're breaking my heart.
I know. And I still own some stock. I still own 1,000 shares from a higher price. I have never added to the shares. I added it in Flash 5. Actually, I own a little more than 1,000, like probably 1,200 shares or something. Yeah. But yeah, it was up for a while. We were all happy for about 2-3 weeks, and then
I know.
But stocks that don't go up are not going up ultimately. Okay, ultimately.
No, you're right.
You can hopium everything away. Another one that was surprising. This I had as a long pick. Pinterest. It is the cheapest social media company out there. I don't know why they didn't like the earnings. I didn't think they were that bad, but they didn't beat by enough. They did. Remember when Mark said things are priced to perfection? Yeah. Personally, I still think this stock is an opportunity. The options are dirt cheap. It is an incredibly profitable company and very similar to Reddit. Their network is going to be worth big dough. The data will be worth big dough. So again, it's a little bit of a contra play, but you can't find cheaper options. Like this is where we are. Like short term, this is the August. Obviously, the 30-day options are zero, literally zero money. All of your other 60, 90-day, like just dirt cheap. So anyway, I still like this as a stock, and the options are so cheap. I think we'll get a little rebound. But as of today, after I wrote about it, the market did not like the earnings, even though they still put up really good numbers. They didn't put up perfect numbers.
Right.
And that's where on that. And options again it has been a great trade for people like in Rip Zone all year and Trade Desk when these options got super cheap. So that's where I am. I got some cheapy options and still a wildly profitable company. All
right. And last but not least, let's kick it to our Queen of the Candles, our head of charting here at Option Pit, Alicia J. Leslie, the leader of our small account challenge. So, Alicia, what do you got? Morning.
My hated stock is IBM. IBM broke through its 200-day on Friday. It's sitting on the median line here, and we start to trade below like 241. And IBM, I think it could really come down. This last low lines up really well with my pitchfork down at 214.5. So it may not be ready to trade, but we start to see IBM break down. I think it could really drop. My high flyer I like is Costco. Costco's breaking out of my downward sloping pitchfork. I will add a upward sloping, but it's, as you can see, it's cleared all 3 moving averages. I have some resistance at 994, but I think it wants to trade 1,000 and possibly even back up at its previous highs, 1060, 1064. So I like Costco higher. MACD's just crossing the 0 line on the histogram. I think Costco's looking bullish.
Yeah, there you go. Might be a good zone trade there.
Yeah.
Lucia.
Yeah.
All right. Well, and you had a few other, Andrew, myself, and Hans threw out several names. Were there any ones that really caught your eye? I'm very interested in your IBM trade.
Pins. Look at how it landed on the pitchfork, Andrew. I think you want to see it to start to close the gap before hopping in there. I do like Ethereum.
Okay.
Pardon me. Sorry.
Close the gap higher up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hans, I agree. Ethereum just recently started to break away from the crowd. Everything used to just follow Bitcoin, and Bitcoin wallowed for quite a while. And see how it just kind of was coiling and wallowing and consolidating, while Ethereum finally has gotten out from behind the shadow of Bitcoin and has a mind of its own now. It's in my top channel. I do have a little resistance at 44.12, but that's just going back to a high back here from 21. So it may not be that relevant. To trade to the top of my channel is 5,000 on Ethereum.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's just, I like it.
I say 10. I say 10, Alicia. 10 to 15,000.
And Mark,
Not
you're right.
next week, not by tomorrow.
Like tomorrow. Apple does have a Harami mark, but that could mean that it's stopping this bullishness. So you do want to wait for a confirmation tomorrow to begin to trade lower. You will have some support on the way down. But yeah, this Harami is saying, okay, slow down. This is too much.
All right.
And remind me your long, Mark? I'm sorry.
I was looking at UPS.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's why I don't remember it. I didn't like it.
Well, there you go. All right. Moving on.
Maybe it bounced off some support here. Maybe if you can get away from this consolidation, this will be a nice thin zone because it's, dropped so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, you might be able to ride UPS back up to 91.80.
That's what I was thinking.
From that consolidation, though.
Yeah.
You hit another one, though. Well, NVIDIA was mentioned.
Oh, I still like Reddit. I still really like. Yeah, we talked about Hans is bullish NVIDIA. And
I think I like NVIDIA too, especially this over 183 area. It's most recent highs. It's trying to close above there. It's going to try it today. Once you get a close above there, this could be a good target here, 191.42.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. And, I have to say the Qs are looking strong.
They are.
I'm liking the Qs. We're making new highs in the Qs. So there you go.
Weren't they just 500 or 400? How low?
Yeah, I wrote that we're going to trade 6 on the Qs in September.
What do you think of my Crocs short idea? Because that's.
Oh my gosh. They are.
AI, Mark?
You're
What's
right.
that?
Crocs have AI in them?
Crocs do not have AI in them.
Oh, well, forget it. I'm not interested then. Yeah.
Your comment on have some dignity, man. Come on. They are by far the most unattractive shoes for men and women. Okay, kids get a pass, but no.
Kids and people on their feet all day at work. But people at restaurants, no.
There's better looking sneakers, though. Sneakers? What do you call gym shoes now? Sneakers, gym shoes?
I still call them gym shoes, but whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
I call them
Crocs.
kicks. They're
Kicks.
kicks. Yeah, that makes me sound cool.
I was trying to.
I got some new kicks. Yeah.
Kicks is the one. Mark, I do like Crocs lower, but it is sitting on a previous low support along with the pitchfork support.
All right.
And it's haraming. So you want to get it below 74 before going short in there.
All right. I'll wait.
My kids all just got Crocs. They must be late to the party or something. Like they just they're like the last people to buy Crocs, I think.
No, like Lauren has banned them from our house.
Yeah,
Like
they're awful.
Mark asked for them once. Anyway, so Leisha, I think I'm ETH's kind of interesting. The options are just starting to pick up some here.
Yeah.
They're a little juicy. And I'd love to get that on a day that it's not up $5%.
Yeah.
And then I like your Costco idea. The only issue is Costco options are like super expensive. This is where a zone trade is so valuable, right? Because we can trade a $980 stock for $200. And then Nvidia,
So Ethereum, Costco. What else do we like?
Andrew,
Pins.
yeah.
Pins, you want a little action on it.
Yeah, it needs to get a little bit higher.
Portillo's looks a little dead.
Portillo's is sitting on support.
I know.
The only thing I could do in there is I just don't think it's going anywhere. It's not a call buying stock by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
It is not.
IBM's breaking the median line.
What happened to IBM?
What's wrong with IBM anyway?
I know. I kind of like, I think your IBM short is probably the best idea of the day. I got to tell you. I like your Costco. Your Costco idea is the best idea, but it's going to be like $2,000.
So join Trade Zone, everyone.
So join Trade Zone, but IBM, I think I like just as much. Options in IBM are not expensive, at all.
What's going on with Big Blue? Are they more like a quantum play? Like they're not doing the AI shuffle right now very well.
Their AI is their like biggest growth engine right now. The problem is they just are late to the party and on something that they developed, which is absolutely hilarious. So take a look here.
Mark, you said another one besides UPS, didn't you? I thought you had another.
Reddit.
Oh yeah.
I love Reddit.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking at these IBM September 5th, 235 puts. They're $3 and they're about $3.30. Those don't seem very expensive. Or we can go to actually, these will be good. I like these better. The August 29th, 237.5 put is about $3.75. If IBM is going to roll over down to Leisha's levels, that's gonna pay you pretty nicely.
Reddit does look pretty strong to 229.5. Are the Reddit calls ridiculous?
I mean, yes, it's a 50 vol stock that's trading $200.
Yeah.
It's another zone. We've got a bull zone trade on it right now.
Yeah.
The one thing about Reddit is the calls are like relatively though pretty inexpensive.
Yeah.
I mean, they're dollar wise, they're expensive, but it's the cheapest price
Options
they've
are
been in a
cheap.
year.
Yes.
Yeah, the implied vol looks really on its lows.
I know.
And
it's not
the
like
real X is higher.
wow, this is like year highest today.
Yeah. Implied vol's low. Well, it's close, the under 230.
Wow, breaky. Wow.
Yeah.
I would
Like
throw
I said,
my hat.
it's going to be
with-
worth $100 billion. It just sock it away. But Leisha, I really like these. I think I like these IBM puts.
Let's see, IBM's another one. Let's see here on option vol. Again, like short-term vol, pretty cheap. Although it's lifted a little bit like longer term here. It's got kind of a little funky thing going on there. With the long-term vol still pretty expensive. So it's interesting where the money, but the short-term options are really cheap, relatively cheap.
I kind of like the idea of playing IBM, for the long haul. Which expiration did you choose? Aug
I was
29.
looking at August 29th. Yeah.
I kind of like, give ourselves a little leeway, use close above the 200 day there.
Mhm.
And, literally let it go down 216, 217.
I'm on board. All right. So I'm going to add this trade in.
What do you buy?
kinda
Like
hard though when you
the
start
35s,
with-
Mark?
What's that?
Which ones are you buying?
The August 29th, 37.5 put.
Okay. Let's get that in there.
Folks, watch the 200 day there for your stop loss.
All right, hold on, because I got to have Leisha tell me where I. So, what's the number for the stop, Leisha, on it?
The 200 day, which will be kind of sloping downward. It looks like it's beginning to. So right now it's 246.68.
246.68. Stop. And Mark's buying one. IBM August 29. 237.5 puts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mark, they're the 237.5 puts, not the 37.5 puts.
Yep. And I posted in the room below me, and then there you go. IBM August 29, 237.5 put, not just the 37.5. But I think
the screen thing has. There we go. Let's fix those.
237.5. But it looks good. $237.5 puts. You can see the trade below, and then I would remind everybody. Now look at last week's trade. 5 out of 1170. And yes, I am still tracking my J&Js and NXEs. There we go. All right, everybody. We are looking. Make sure you're here tomorrow for our state of the market, and make sure you join us every week right here at 10 a.m. Eastern Time for the Ticker Highlight Show. So, folks, one more time, our trade is the IBM August 29th, 2025, 237.5 puts, and I want to pay less than $375. Folks, if you are new, I hope you enjoyed the show. And folks that aren't new, thanks for coming again. We love you here. We'll be back next week, same time. And if you stay in this room, you can monitor the chat. I do let you folks know when I close. So for Andrew T. Giovinazzi, our master of the VIX, and of course, Director of Education, and Hans Albrecht, the turbo trading titan, and of course, the queen, her royalness herself, Leisha J. Leslie. I am Mark Sebastian. I am your only option. See you guys soon.